Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We were discussing the chapter living organism and their surroundings. We have discussed the characteristics of living things. Now we shall discuss about the habitat. What is habitat? Habitat is a place where an organism lives. We all live in a particular place, we all have an address. So you can say that habitat is like an address of that organism. The place where that organism is found is called its habitat. A habitat provides food, water, air, light and shelter, and also place for reproduction for the organism. Two types of plants or two types of organism can share a common habitat. Like you can see, take the example of a cactus plant and a camel. Both are found in desert, so both share the same habitat. Lotus and fish, both are found in water, so both share the same habitat. Next is environment. What is environment? Environment is everything surrounding and affecting the life of an organism. Everything that surrounds us and affects our life is called environment. There are various components of the environment. The first component is the biotic component and the next is the abiotic component. The all living non-living components of the environment like the soil, water, air and sun, light, temperature, wind, all are the abiotic components of the environment. These are all non-living components. Then the biotic components. Biotic components are the components of the environment which are living. There are four groups. The biotic components have four groups. First is the producer. What are producers? Organisms that can manufacture their own food are called producers. In our environment, only green plants are capable of making their food with the help of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight. So green plants are producers and they prepare the plant food which is called glucose, which is eaten by the animals. So they are the first components of the environment and they are called producers. The next comes the consumer. Organisms that cannot manufacture their own food but consume the food which is prepared by the plant directly or indirectly are called consumers. Consumers have three categories. First is primary consumers. Primary consumers are herbivore animals that eat only green plants and plant products like the cow, horses, goats, rabbits, etc. Then the secondary consumers. The secondary consumers are the animals that eat the flesh of other animals and eat them as food like lizard, snake, frog. Then the tertiary consumers. They are the top carnivores, big animals like lion, tiger, leopards, which eat the secondary consumers. These are called the tertiary consumers. They are not killed by or eaten by other animals. Then comes another category of animals that are called scavengers. Scavengers are organisms that feed on the dead remains of other animals and they are killed by the predators like kite and vultures, which clean the environment also, you have read in first chapter. The next category is of decomposers. Decomposers are organisms that decompose when a plant or organism died. The decomposers are organisms present in the soil, the microorganisms which decompose their body and mix the nutrients in the soil and mix the body in the soil, and from where the plants get the nutrients. The example of the decomposed are bacteria and fungi. Now the next topic is activity given in your book, that is to see whether which factors, abiotic factors, affect the germination of seeds. We know for the germination of seeds, air, light, heat and water all are necessary. So here we will perform an activity to see how each factor affects germination. You take four bowls and some gram seeds, and you need a refrigerator and some oil also and water. So put some seeds in each of the four bowl. In the first bowl, you add the seeds and keep the seeds in the sunlight without adding water. Don't add water in this. You will see that after some days the seed will not germinate. Why? Because you didn't have water in that. In absence of water, the seed did not germinate. In the second bowl, you add the water but put the bowl in the refrigerator. When you will keep the bowl in the refrigerator, you see the seeds will not germinate because they got air and water, but they did not get the warmth, the heat of the sun. So they did not germinate. In the third bowl, you add you add water and you keep it in the sunlight. But before keeping it in the sunlight, add few drops of oil on the water. When you will add few drops of oil, the oil will form a layer above the water, and when they will form a layer above the water, the air could not enter the water and the seeds will not get air. So again you will see the seeds will not germinate. In the fourth bowl, you add water, put it in sunlight. In this, the bowl, the seeds will get all the four things: air, water, warmth and sunlight, and you see after some time the seeds will germinate. This concludes that all the components air, sunlight, warmth, water are necessary for the germination of seeds. Now we shall study about the interaction between biotic and abiotic components. No organism can live independently. We all are dependent upon each other for our existence. In any habitat, plant and animals depend upon each other and also on non-living components of the environment. So, like we all depend on plants for our food. Plant make the food from where? From sunlight and carbon dioxide, and in this process it releases oxygen gas. This oxygen gas is used by living things for breathing and respiration, and then they discharge carbon dioxide gas. Again the carbon dioxide gas is taken by the plants for the manufacture of food. Then this food is eaten by the herbivores. Then herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. In this way energy is transferred. All the abiotic and biotic factors are dependent upon each other. The next topic which we are going to cover is adaptation. What is adaptation? Adaptation is a favorable feature present in plant and animal that help them to survive in a particular type of environment or habitat. Organisms have to adapt themselves in a particular habitat for their survival, and they adapt by change in their body shapes, organs, color, size, behavior and location. For example, lotus plant is well developed for an aquatic life, and camel is called the ship of desert. It is well adapted to live in desert. You cannot shift a camel in water and a lotus in desert because they are well adapted for their lives. So, and those who cannot adapt themselves in the environment gradually become extinct. You have seen giraffes. Giraffes are the tallest animal. They have very long necks. But it is believed that first the giraffes didn't have this type of tall neck. They used to be grass eaters. Then soon the place where they were found, the grasslands were finished, so they start eating the leaves of the plant. For this they have to stretch their neck. Then there were tall trees, so they have to stretch their neck more and more and more and more, and gradually their neck becomes so long. This formula or this theory was given by a scientist called Lamarck. You will read this in higher classes. I am just telling you. And dinosaurs have become extinct. Why they have become extinct? Why they are not found today? Because they could not adapt themselves in the present scenario or in their present surrounding. So they became extinct. So all those animals or plants which cannot adapt themselves in a particular environment become extinct. So for the survival it is very necessary that we should adapt ourselves in our surrounding. This is all for today's lecture.